just to like open this video up, I haven't really played Destiny 2 in months. Like most of Revenant, I didn't touch Destiny, and I'm writing this opening before booting up the game. I am genuinely forcing myself to play this game. That is how either burnt out I am or how poor of a state I believe it is in. The only reason I can open this game up is my good friends at Advanced GG. I'm gonna have to chug so much of it, like lemonade flavor, shouting that one out, using that so I can have the energy to not fall asleep and the focus to stop procrastinating on making this video. But before we get into my thoughts on if Heresy is good or if the game is fun, I just want to reiterate that I was making money by playing this game, Destiny 2, and I still was not only unmotivated to play the game, but completely revolted by the idea of playing a video game. So yeah, I'd say that's not a good sign. And also, probably not only on the game. Due to my channel, I had to stay tapped into Bungie stuff, and that could not have helped seeing the layoffs and the harassment allegations and all the other stuff. It is demoralizing and off-putting. The executives and the people in charge over at Bungie have torn a rift and have distanced their own defenders and their free advertising, or at least me alone. I don't know what other content creators are saying or doing. I can't force them to do anything. You know what I mean? So, just as a quick getting this off the chest right now, before we get into actual I have played the game mode, just a quick and obligatory fuck you, Skeet Parsons, you weasel-dicked, greed-driven, fart-huffing hogman. Anyways, I finally opened the game to experience Destiny 2 Heresy. And I have to say, although I can realize that my gameplay is worse than it once was, and it was never great, there's really nothing like Destiny. And for some reason, just playing for a short period, it feels good to play. Maybe I was just burnt out, but story and gameplay-wise, Heresy, even in just the first mission, feels so much better than Echoes and Revenant did. I loved Final Shape. Playing Echoes didn't feel great. Came back Revenant, didn't feel great. Heresy feels a lot better. I was happy when I saw the stasis artifact in Revenant. I love stasis, but I wasn't having fun. And part of that might be me being burnt out. Part of that might be my whole group getting burnt out all at once. So I was kind of surrounded by apathy and a general dislike for the game. And that's not like a knock on anyone or anything like that. It's just we all played so much for an extended period of time. We needed to do other things. And also, I think the game was just in a bad state. But, you know, even, you know, during that time, I would play alone, and I was just not having a good time also. So, like, genuinely, I think I was burnt out or the game was bad. Probably both. Because I'm not the only one that had this reaction to Revenant and Echoes. Revenant felt like it added very little overall, but Heresy feels so much more fresh and new. I played the Nether activity. It's actually fun. Like, not being able to heal, it gives a small amount of challenge. Sure, I was playing Warlock on Prismatic, so I had Devour constantly, but it just feels so much better than the immortality simulator that Destiny had become by this point. But, you know, still, that being said, although this episode feels a lot better than the other two, the episodic model genuinely just feels worse than the seasonal model, and they're both they replaced poop with shit. Okay? That's the analogy we can make, you know? They were serving us cold piss, and then they served us a kidney stone. Like, it's just all bad. Hopefully, the new 2 medium-sized DLC plan works better for Bungie and players. But at this point, honestly, I think a fresh start would be really nice. Although Heresy feels better, there's still the glaring issue with the game that has been there for a few years now. There's kind of nothing left to chase. We are moving away from crafting, which will help. But we've kind of also just reached basically an insurmountable level of power creep. And I think the biggest addition in curbing power creep has been not swap. I can make a video in the future where you guys tell me your opinions on not swap, and I'll go through them, and you know, because I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think I like it, like, but you know, I want more opinions on not swap. But we can't just keep making things stronger is basically what I'm saying. We keep making things stronger, then DPS phases won't mean anything for those with the best items, and for those that don't have them, it'll be like terribly unfun. You know what I mean? Hordes of enemies won't mean anything. They kind of don't mean anything now, and they haven't for a while. So you don't have to worry about DPS phases. You don't have to worry about big hordes of enemies. So it just leaves mechanics, which I'm fine with that, but you know, what's the point of chasing weapons at that point? And don't get me wrong, I like feeling powerful in the strike playlist. But if we're being realistic here, should I honestly feel like an ultra powerful hero mode character in a raid or a dungeon? Like, those should be challenging activities with great rewards, in my opinion. I don't know if it's just like a mental disconnect for me. I think I'd like to see a fresh start sooner or later. But if we're being honest, that is assuming Bungie can survive. Meaning Marathon has to be a massive hit, and Destiny has to survive well enough to be seen as worth investing more heavily in. And I'm saying this still after actually enjoying the game more recently. But I just don't see both of those things happening. So, I mean, overall, this video's been a little depressing, right? Hey, you know, maybe to cheer yourself up, you know, consider checking out that pinned comment down below while you like, comment, and subscribe. So check out that pinned comment so you can check out Advanced GG through the link that I have in there. And if you use code Spycer10, you get 10% off your order on great products from excellent people over at Advanced GG. And I get a kickback from that. I get a little money from that. The Guava Berry Energy is probably my personal favorite. I know I was talking about the Lemonade Focus formula earlier, but, you know, I needed a Focus formula if I was going to endeavor in actually playing Destiny 2 and writing this script. And it is really good, but Guava Berry Energy is probably my favorite flavor. So, yeah, go check that stuff out. Anyways, shilling aside, I don't want to be misconstrued with this. I want Destiny to succeed. I want it to be better. And I want it to be as good as it can be. But it's hard to trust Bungie. At least the corporate side, as we've seen them stunt this game's ability to be better by things like not delaying Lightfall or not pushing it to be better than it was. By being overly ambitious in starting whole-ass new games, whole-ass new office buildings, and just laying off the people who actually do things at the company instead of the corporate leeches that drained the once great company of its life, its vision, and its talent. If you have a problem with a bug in the game or glitches, whatever, you don't need to say, well, where's the QA? We know where the QA is. They were all fired by the higher-ups. So if you want a finger to wag, that's where you wag it. Anyways, my hope is that they've learned their lesson over the past year or two, but that's very unlikely. I feel for the employees at Bungie and those that have been laid off, especially when they were doing new things with the game or making beneficial changes like getting rid of class exclusive weapons, thank God, or making Briggs pilotable in a limited time PvP game mode. And before you ask, I did not play any PvP making this video. I'm just not touching that. But like last year, Pantheon, that was super fun. And I'm really interested in the Rite of the Nine event that's coming up. The small changes that would happen to Gambit, I will always be thankful for. Like when we got the Dread and Shadow Legion Cabal in there, and Lucent Hive. That was great. I really like that. I want to see more stuff like that. I wish they would have like 1 or 2 people working on Gambit. But yeah, I just wish people could see Gambit the way I do. If it was separate from Destiny 2, it would definitely be better and easier to balance. Sorry. It's honestly really fun to watch people sweat their asses off in Gambit. And in a different, better timeline, it'd be a massive esport. And I think that's only kind of a joke. But like, if once or twice a year we could get just a trimming of a PvP map converted into a Gambit map, I would be super excited if Bungie gave it anything, but I think that would really help it. Anyways, I know this video was really rambly and kind of all over the place, but it was just some thoughts I had playing Destiny, a game I've played for 10 years. And I stopped playing it for a few months. I've done that a couple times over the course of the span of a decade, but I usually was more excited to come back than I was this time. And I actually enjoyed playing Heresy, and I do want to play more. I want the game to be better, but I'm having more fun now than I was before, at least. I just don't know if I can trust Bungie to deliver on making the game better and bringing it back to what it was, especially within the confines of Destiny 2. Anyways, sad note to leave it on. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Also, check out the pinned comment and Advantage G. And, you know, I got a second channel. Go check that out, too. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Probably more videos coming on the horizon. Not just Destiny 2, other things. So, keep an eye out. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.